With Sabres GM Kevyn Adams, I have to ask, did you buy a lottery ticket today?
I did not, but I did wake up thinking about, I hope we can be lucky.
Yes.
And because that's honestly with the way the odds are, and you kind of know that likely scenario is that we would get 3. So to get higher than that it's awesome. So we're pretty excited, obviously.
Perreault, Turgeon, Dahlin. You want to fill in the fourth blank?
You're the first one to get to ask me that. You know what? I got to say this, that I loved the amateur draft process last year, and coming into the job and just the whole debating players and understanding and what makes guys tick and learning about them. And so I am, besides having the number 1 pick, I'm excited for the process we're about to go through. So we'll go to work and looking forward to it.
Where would you say the list is at this point from your scouting department?
Yeah, I mean, they've been working. I give these guys credit because it's been challenging, and every team's been the same. So it's not any more challenging for us, but with the different leagues, some playing, some not playing, and guys that are maybe would have been in a league are all over in a second division in Europe, so you're trying to get video on them and talk to people. We have meetings coming up very soon that will really drill deep and get to probably as close to our finalists as we will be right before the draft. But I think we have a pretty good handle on it. But now it's the next step of finalizing it, and there will be 0 coming out of our organization in terms of who we're going to take and why, because I don't want to certainly give an advantage to anyone.
Do you think within your group there's already consensus though at the top?
No. What's interesting is I think we haven't had that conversation, but what I do know, talking to all the different people, is that there's a number of players that should be in the discussion, which I think is interesting. You may have other years where it's like there's 1 or 2, and then there's this big drop. But from the way our scouts and have explained it to me, even from Jason Kamanos to Jerry Fortin, and then in our scouts, is there is a bigger group to have the conversation, which in some ways is great because it gets you more, kind of down the line in the process. And but I feel confident that when we're ready to call the name, we're going to feel strongly about that player.
Are you anticipating the expansion draft is going to impact the top of the entry draft?
Well,
in the sense of, you obviously know Ron Francis very well. He's sitting there at number 2. I mean, do you anticipate that one could affect the other?
Yeah, they can. And I mean, honestly, it has all year. There is almost not a discussion I've been in with another general manager in the last year that when you've talked about players are moving or that, we got to think about the expansion draft. Like, it's always there in conversations. So I do think it's just part of it. But, how they see their list and the projections, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I just think it's a natural part of the conversations everybody's having.
Do you feel like you and your group are set as to how you will approach the expansion draft as far as the number of players? There's 2 options,
Yep.
Obviously, 8-1, 7-3-1. Do you feel like you guys are?
Yeah, I think that part we feel fairly comfortable with the direction we're heading. We're going to be having those conversations, with our pro guys more and more, and obviously drilling deeper. But I will say that it could change, because if something happens, you make a move before that could change protection. You know what I mean? So It could change right up until the moment you're about to submit your list. So we'll certainly have different iterations of that list.
Obviously, the fan base wants to know how your captain is. So, what light can you shed there?
Yeah, so I mean, it's back to what I said at the end of the year. We're right on that kind of mark right now. We're at that 12-week mark, and so in the next upcoming days, I'm definitely going to be having conversations with the doctors, Jack's camp, and kind of see where he's at. I know he's been working hard the last few weeks to keep rehabbing, and then we'll see. But in the coming days, we'll be having more information on that.
Last year's first-round pick, Jack Quinn, is also in rehab mode. What's the latest on him as far as how he's come out of that?
Yeah, he's doing well. I saw him this morning. He's really taken a big step in the last week, which is pretty common for that type of injury. It's a little tough, and then boom, you take off, and that's where he's at. He's been able to train and be on the ice. So he's in a really good spot. He's actually probably going to be able to head home for a little while, which is nice for him. It's been a long year, and young kids, so get home, see his family. UPL as well is close to being able to get home to Finland, so those two have been, at least they've had each other, but no, they're both doing really well. But yeah, we're excited. And, yeah, you're right. A year ago, it's the conversation, and Jack's been someone we're really excited about, and so far. But where he goes from here is what we're really excited about.
The to-do list is never ending. You have RFAs, you have buyouts potentially. I mean, where are you with all of that? And can you shed any light on any of it?
Well, it's long, and there's a lot to do, but I don't get overwhelmed in the sense that you just attack every day, and you chip away, you have the right conversations, you move the needle a little bit, and then you reset, and you go back. And obviously the one that's huge on the to-do list is coach, and that's a process we're going through right now, and having a lot of conversations. And so it's one of those things that we're obviously going to get to a final decision. Not sure when, but then that'll be, you move on to the next thing, But you're doing all of these things at the same time too. They're all parallel. So to me though, it's an exciting part of the job. It's an opportunity for us to get better this offseason, which gets me excited.
How much is Jason helping you now? And how has that changed your day-to-day?
It's tremendous. I mean, I needed someone every day that, I could kind of just bounce ideas off, that has been in it a long time and has so many experiences. He's overseen scouting departments he's overseen analytic departments, player development, and this is, so it's, for me, it's just another person to be able to have conversations with that brings just a different perspective. I don't want people around me that just tell me what I want to hear or agree with me. I want people that we trust each other, and then there's debate and having real honest conversations, and it's for the pure purpose of getting it right and being the best Buffalo Sabres franchise we can be. And that's the type of front office that we're working to put together. So he's been a huge addition, and I'm excited to have him.
All right. Enjoy the build-up to picking first overall.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.